welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are a subscriber here. My name is Afton and I'm Monty's Tarot Child, and today I have 4 piles picked out for you. We will be looking at how you are currently, present day, becoming your most desired self. So I would love for you to just take a moment to pause and meditate on one of these 4 piles. Pile number 1 is the Pyrite Crystal with Mars in Cancer. Pile number 2 is the Tiger's Eye with Moon in Virgo. Pile number 3 is the Smoky Quartz with Saturn in Gemini. And pile number 4 is Amethyst Crystal with Mercury in Libra. So I'd love for you to just take a moment, pause, and meditate on which 4 of these piles is meant for you. And I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Mars and Cancer astrology card. And this card talks about quarrel, or there being a quarrel in your life. You are at odds against something or someone else right now. And it's not just an aggressive or an assertive state. It's also an emotional process for you as well, with Cancer being a water sign and being very emotional and connected to your emotions. So in this card, I feel like you not only have been exerting a lot of energy, but trying to win something over, or to use your energy in a way that comes off as successful for you. And I'm going to get really into how this connects to you and your desired self in a minute. It feels, and I picked up on this energy I think yesterday, but it feels almost as if you have not been this assertive person, this confrontational kind of person either. And you have wanted more of that in your life, okay? This is a very difficult world to be in if you are trying to exist passively, if you're trying to, be the soft being that you are in a very hard state. So I think that you are fighting with kindness, you're fighting with love, you're fighting, with understanding, or with the understanding that you're trying to find understanding. It almost feels as if but some part of this quarrel or this situation, it could even be a very specific situation for you, pile number 1, that you are in, that is essentially birthing this desired state or this desired self from you. So I'm going to look and see even more about what this quarrel, what this opposing energy is for you. Let's see. I get to decide. I'm going to start off with the Starseed Oracle. And we're going to see what this quarrel is for pile number 1 and how it is birthing their most desired self. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so you have the Blue Flame as the card that flew out, and then Whale and Orca Elders. And I'll read the bottom of the deck in a minute. But so you have spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So there is a spontaneous bout of energy that is happening in your life right now. It feels almost as if this energy has shocked you or surprised you, maybe come out of nowhere, especially with Mars's energy. It's very activated. Mars is an activator. Its energy touching on to something else, activates in itself. So there is an awakening happening in your life. It is through this situation. It is through this quarrel. It is through this emotional time that you are being activated and integrating lifelong lessons. At the bottom of the deck, you have Share Your Song, Frequency of Sound, and Diving Deep with the Whale and Orca Elders. So I think that there is a part of you through this, again, situation of becoming your desired self, pile number 1, that Spirit is calling you to share your song, to share your story. And actually having a surrounding, an environment that is soft enough for you to open up. It doesn't feel like it right now, especially because emotions may be heightened, and folks not necessarily are triggered, but they are activated. We'll use a different word for that. They're activated at this time. And so in the past, again, whether you actually have come off as passive or not, I'm sure we all have our times of when this is more active in our life and when it's not. But I think that confrontation in general, you are actually looking at it differently. You're not feeling as if you are being confronted, which you may have struggled with in the past, of like not even just passiveness, but just not wanting or not liking confrontation. It makes, you uncomfortable. Everyone else is acting a fool, and you have not liked living in that energy. It may have felt like that energy was unproductive, and sometimes it is. Arguing just for argument's sake is a good sign of unproductiveness. You could be arguing about something useful and something meaningful that could make a change in your life and other people's life, or just arguing over differences. And I think you're done with that. You're not interested in just arguing just because, like, you want to fight for a cause or something that is close to heart. And so I think, again, this is part of the spontaneous awakening that is taking place in your life. And this is a part of you going after what it looks like for you to be living as your desired self. And I do want to mention it. I didn't mention it in the beginning of the pick a pile portion, but every part of you, every self of you that has evolved and grown into this person is desired. Like, you should desire all forms of yourself when you are spiritually activating or awakening or not. So this video is simply to show you a glimpse at what your desired self looks like and how you are obtaining it at this moment. Just wanted to make that clear. Oops, all these cards wanted to come out for you. Spirit, how is Pile 1 becoming their most desired self? What is this activation? Ooh, yes. Okay, Triumph. Yes. And at the bottom of the deck you have Impede, which I will read as well. But you are triumphing over something, and I felt a lot of what's the word, warrior energy just from shuffling your cards. And I briefly saw the Knight of Wands, and the Knight looked like a warrior, and so it is no brainer that you have triumph coming out. And it is talking about a propulsion, like you being propelled forward. And this card is connected to Drift Seed, which you may be aware of as Mary's Bean, it says. But the Drift Seed talks about traveling and being triumphant over your travels, not having or having challenges as you are moving through a situation, which, especially with this water being represented here, is another emotional situation that you are triumphing over. And this is through you believing in yourself, believing in your identity. And I think placing yourself in a safe enough environment that you have been able to work on these things, work on your self-belief and why you should be triumphant over certain matters in your life. So this is not you triumphing over another human. I know that this Quarrel card looks very literal in the sense of like argument and fighting, but this doesn't have to be a person for you, pile number 1. This could be an emotional matter that you are triumphing over in order to be your most desired self, in order to be a person who stands up for what they believe in emotionally, who, does it with intention. You do it with intention. Again, not fighting for fighting's sake. There's an awareness that is coming to you that allows you to step into any arena and be prepared to triumph, because you know yourself, you know what you're capable of, you know your strengths, and you're even aware of certain weaknesses, like not believing in yourself in order to make something happen. These are transforming for you at this time, pile number one. And so impede is talking about the blindfold. It is something that you are not aware of. There's something that you're not seeing, an unseen issue at the bottom of the deck that may come up in the midst of you becoming your desired self, because we talked about it in Triumph. As the waters are rougher, that doesn't mean that this journey is without challenges. So this challenge may make you feel constrained or tied down. But the potion or the magical cure for this is sight. And so you're going to be seeing things differently. It's literally going to be, I don't know if you wear glasses, pile number one, because I cannot see you, but it's literally going to be like getting a new pair of glasses and your eyes are adjusting to the new vision. So I think this is also a part of, you becoming your most desired self. I feel like in the past you have felt very in the dark about things, unknown, kind of unbothered by unseen as well. Not necessarily unbothered, but just like I have so much to focus on in my present that I don't have time to worry about even unseen things. And I'm not worried about it. Like if it comes, it'll come. And then I'll face it head on at that moment. But I feel like the impede card is talking about kind of letting a willful ignorance go, and in this process being aware because you are intentional about your awareness. You're seeking an awareness, and differently than you have in the past, I'm sure, where a lot of people just want to know like right now, but you just want to be able to see. You want to stop blindly going into situations that leave you either bending to someone else's will or just coming off as really aggressive, even if that's not what you were intending. So I think that there's a lot in play in regards to this desired self being awakened. You want sight. You want to be able to see clearly. You want to be able to know that what you see is the truth. Or if it's not, to know that that non-truth doesn't affect you living in your truth. If that makes sense, pile number one. I'm going on and on, but I want to look even further into this desired self that is being shed. Yes. Wow, pile number one. So you have joy, and at the bottom of the deck, you have grow. And you are absolutely growing, shedding, I think, many skins. And you have, like we have gone through many different versions of ourself. And so I think this is just a confirmation of what you're going through right now. Again, there's an energy in this Mars and Cancer, this coral, where I've mentioned passive and otherwise, but some of my pile number ones may have even, popped off and been very, what's the word? Very aggressive and emotional situations that left you questioning yourself. Also, everyone's situation will be different. But I feel like after all of these realizations about self and the growing process that you've been through, you're reaching joy. And this is what you have wanted for yourself. This is your triumph. Your joy is your triumph, and you are working towards no one being able to take that away from you. Again, because it has been difficult for you in the past, joy, it doesn't come easy. It doesn't come cheaply. You feel like it's an expensive emotion to have and to give, because at any moment that feeling can change based on external things. But this you now knows that you carry your joy. Your joy is in your DNA. It's in your skin. It's in your laugh. It's in your chakras. It's in you so deeply that no situation will remove that for you, pile number one. This is a part of your growing process. So I'm going to look even further and see what angel number can confirm for you the desired self that is being manifested right now. You have 99 and 13. I'm confident and I'm courageous, but I'm going to keep shuffling and see more directly what Spirit wants you to know. Okay. We'll take number 12. I am a visionary. So this is what you are becoming even more confident about, is your visionary capabilities. Pile number 1. Creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. And so with this visionary card coming out, I think this is a part of, you're realizing you're meant to be a visionary. You're meant to bring a certain vision to the world, even if the world cannot accept it just yet, even if the world is not ready for it yet, even if it takes what you felt in the past is like really difficulty getting this vision across to other people, because you are so unique, because it is so different the way that you envision things, because no two men is alike. I feel like you're going to be triumphant over this. Again, you're coming into the room knowing, oh, I'm a visionary. Yes, this person may be a visionary, and yes, we can both bring something to the table, but I feel so confident in my capabilities that no matter the situation, I'm going to come out joyful. I'm going to come out triumphant as fuck. I know that I did my absolute best, and I know that I didn't allow external energy to keep me from expressing or doing what it is that I'm meant to do. Period. At the bottom of the deck, you have the angel number 30 with I am imaginative. You are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. So this is absolutely your desired self speaking and telling you that it's much closer than you think, that other people are going to be seeing what it is that you are trying to express. I think it's taking you some time to truly figure out how you have wanted to communicate in and to the world, and that is fine. We all have a process. Like, we didn't just wake up being these confident and just wildly creative, carefree, and joyous people. Maybe we started it off as a kid and had that opportunity, and then somehow growing up in the world with responsibilities, chores, and tasks, you have succumbed to not believing certain things about yourself. And so this is the part of you that is being birthed right now. So I'm going to look into the tarot and see what Spirit wants to tell you directly about this transformation. You have the 5 of Cups with Mars in Scorpio. You have a lot of Mars energy, and both of these Mars energy cards are in a water sign, B. And so this tells me that emotionally you feel disappointed and a bit unsettled. It feels like you could almost, take what resonates, pile number 1, almost go off on anyone at any time about anything, because you don't feel settled. You don't feel emotionally fulfilled, or somehow you are picking up on this energy from other people and it's making you agitated. It maybe even is making you feel like you are not triumphant, that you have not emotionally achieved all that you thought that you wanted to. And that is not the case. Your desired self is telling you that a moment of disappointment is just what it is. It's a moment. It's not meant to be lived in. We are not meant to live in the past, just as we are not meant to live solely in the future or for the future either. Definitely being present to understand why your disappointment can be shed. White can be shed, especially with impede at the bottom of the deck and the blindfold. It's like with your blindfold on, all you see is 5 of Cups. All you see is, I gotta fight for my rights. I gotta fight for my, will to express. I have to fight for my creativity. I have to fight for my vision. But with your blindfold off, you realize, oh my gosh, yes, I did. I spilled 3 cups. I made a little mess here, if that's the case, or someone else made a mess of my 3 cups. I don't know. But I do have 2 more cups. I do have 2 more cups, and there is so much opportunity in these 2 cups that I might not have seen because I was so distraught. I was stuck in it. And now I can, like, this is you talking to yourself. Now I can be triumphant by just visualizing what I have been trying to ignore this whole time. I'm going to see what else Spirit wants to tell you, pile number 1, because I feel like that was a very specific message. You are absolutely battling disappointment. And you remember I told you, this doesn't have to be with a specific person. This could just be a very emotional situation for you. And at this point, at this time, currently in your life, it feels almost impossible, pile number 1. Like the 5 of Cups and the Mars in Cancer, like all this Mars watery energy, it feels heavy. It feels fast, like fast emotional things happening, or memories coming up very quickly for you, or past decisions, like manifesting as maybe that wasn't the best idea, but now in your present day, you have triumph and you have joy. This is literally sparking in you. It is awakening again. Other emotions are trying to awaken from you and for you in order for you to get in touch with yourself emotionally again. Pile number 1. Let's see what else we have for the Spirit. What else do we have? The Magician, of course. You're very powerful, pile number 1. You are a manifester. You know and are in the learning process about manifestation. And what you focus on, you are understanding. What you focus on is what you manifest. So if you are focused on your triumph, if you are focused on overcoming a situation, then that is what will be manifesting. If you focus again on the blindfold, on not seeing, certain things in your life that are absolutely manifesting, like it could even be small triumphs that you haven't necessarily been keeping your eye out on, but if you do look at them, they feel just as good as a large triumph over a large situation that you feel is emotionally just over consuming. So I think your focus and your desired self is changing. You are manifesting with confidence. You are making sure that when you go into your manifestation process, it is with an emotionally clear heart. It is with a clear mind. You kind of prepare yourself so that outside influences cannot affect it. That is why you are triumphing, because you are focusing, because you are being very intentional, because you are releasing the past. Number 1. That is how your manifestations are coming about for yourself and how you are becoming your most desired self. So you have the Hanged Man, but in reverse. So this is interesting to me. Because you have 2 major arcana. That means that these are lifelong changes that are taking place in your life. You are definitely moving with focus, moving with intention, so much movement with Mars energy. And I even think that the Magician is ruled by Mars, but with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's kind of like you're integration process is coming to an end. It's kind of like you are reaching your awakening state. And what has felt unaligned has been your more emotional things that you have been actively looking to release and to heal in whatever way possible. But again, this is a process for you. The waters at some point will be smooth, and then at some point they will then again feel like you are in a learning phase, learning about yourself emotionally. But the Hanged Man in reverse says that you don't necessarily have to be in stillness in order to do this. The Triumph card is movement. The Coral card is not movement. It's giving a standstill. It's giving a wall that has been reached, which is definitely in regards to your emotional state. And the Hanged Man is just letting you know that you can come down now off of the perch that you have been sitting in meditation, and kind of explore the learnings that you are absorbing. Let's see what else. Let's see what else Spirit wants Pile 1 to know. Pull it out. Let's see. You have the Seven of Swords, okay, with Moon and Aquarius. So the Seven of Swords is confirming with the Magician's energy that in emotional times, you have to be very honest with yourself. Pile number 1. It is futile to feed yourself anything that is not true or is not aligned to the growth that you are experiencing in your life. That is, I think, why I also mentioned having a clear mind in your meditation process, but also your manifestation process as well. So that you are not trying to manifest something that you don't actually want, that you don't actually want. I think that's where a part of disappointment has come in for you as well. It's like, yeah, I'm really good at certain things, but it hasn't, like, the manifestation of these things has not led to emotional fulfillment. And so in order to stop manifesting what it is that you don't want, again, it comes with the focus and being honest with yourself emotionally, listening to yourself emotionally. And even the most crazy, even the most original, never seen before ideas should be honored, because it may be more aligned to what you want, to what you need, and to what you are truly trying to manifest. So being very clear about that process is a part of your desired self. I think you are manifesting the ability to no longer manifest what you do not want. You also have the Five of Wands with strife, okay? Saturn and Leo. So I talked about this and probably a reading on TikTok, which I will leave linked down below if you want to follow me there. But it is not easy. It is in Coral, Mars and Cancer, Saturn and Leo with strife. Energy is not aligned. There is some energy here that is not aligned. And I think a part of this final Hanged Man phase that you're going through, a part of that, stepping off of your perch, is when you step out into the world again. Pile number 1, be aware of who you are sharing energy with, who you are around. If you feel like it is difficult, hard, almost impossible to get your vision across to others, then that's not the crowd for you. You don't have to fight so hard. Like, there is someone out there, a group of people, a community of people who believe in you and who believe in what you're doing. And so if you're not sensing that right now, it is absolutely for a reason. This is awakening in you. You are understanding. I have felt disappointment in, regards to other creative endeavors in the past because I did not feel supported. That is going to be ringing very loud and very clear to you. Very loud and very clear to you. Pile number 1. do not get in any altercation over it. Don't get in a fight over it. It's not worth it. It's not a part of your fortunate future. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, which states that, the odds can be and feel like they are in your favor at this time, especially in regards to your healing. Healing in order to become your most desired self, but also finding the environments that will accept this most desired self of you, because that is just as important. You have to be around like-minded energy, not like-minded, but the energy is like-minded. It gets you. It gets what you're trying to do. Because if not, you will always feel like you are at odds in the world. You will always feel emotionally misunderstood. No one will understand why you do what you do because they aren't meant to. They're meant to be in an understanding in a different way. So I'm going to look at 2 other final energies for you becoming your most desired self and how this is taking place in your life right now, pile number 1. And that will be the end of your reading. So let's see what the Lenormand wants you to know about becoming your most desired self. Just do like this. Clouds. Okay. So with the clouds energy here, it could be a peaceful state, but it could also be not the clearest. You don't have the most clarity. Clouds aren't a bad thing. Again, because they eventually clear. And then you are able to see the way. And so I think this cloud card is here. The cloud's energy is here to reaffirm the blindfold that you may feel is over your eyes right now at this time, and how sight is not the clearest, but it is becoming clear for you. You are going to start seeing things more clearly as you step into your belief about self. I feel like you may be connected to clouds in a way that, you know how people, when they see clouds, they can see images or like even specific messages. You may be connected to it in that way as well. You may be a visionary who likes to take pictures of clouds or scenery with clouds in them. Those are just some things that are popping up. But with the clouds energy, also letting certain things drift, ebb and flow. We cannot control the clouds no more than we can control the wind or the rain or the sun. So I think letting things come into your life as they need to and go when it is also necessary. At the bottom of the deck, you have the key, Lenormand. So you are going to be unlocking things about yourself and becoming your most desired self. This reading is just the beginning, just the first part of how this is taking place in your life. It will be done seen and unseen to other people, where you're just going to start showing up. You're just going to start showing up as the person you want to be, doing the things that you want to do, hanging with the people that you want to hang out with. And it's going to be a joyous time for you as you continue to stand up for what you want and focus on what you want, pile number 1. So let's see what crystal wants to come out for you in regards to becoming your most desired self. Okay. You have Moldavite, very nice, with open-mindedness. Very, very nice. I do believe I am wearing a piece of Moldavite. So you may be heavily connected to this crystal in order to gain more open-mindedness, in order to not close yourself off mentally to expectation or have-tos, should-haves. I think open-mindedness is a big part of what you are manifesting at this time for your desired self. You don't want to be closed-minded. You don't want to be stuck in the past again. You really want to expand on the great feelings that you feel. And that is all becoming an opportunity for you with a little perseverance. You have Tiger's Eye at the bottom of the deck. So this is also a crystal that is calling to your energy or is connecting with your energy at this time. Keep going. Pile number 1. Whatever it is that you're doing, keep trusting yourself intuitively. Keep allowing certain realizations to come through and move. Not just on impulse, but move on intuition. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this in-depth reading about how you are becoming your most desired self. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I would love to hear how this is manifesting in your life right now at this time, if you feel called to, pile number 1. And I will see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the beautiful Tiger's Eye crystal, along with the Moon in Virgo card with order. So this message is all about how you are becoming your most desired self. But I am taking a moment to mention at the beginning of each pile that there is no one version of yourself that is better than the next version of you. All versions of yourself that you have shed and grown through and continue to grow through and evolve as a person are meant to exist and are meant to have happened in your life in order for you to evolve to that next stage. So with that being said, this reading is just about that process and how that is evolving for you right now. And right now in your life currently, things may seem as if they are falling in place and falling together. You have been working at this for some time now, because in the order card you can see rows of plants, rows and rows of plants. And so of course a plant does not just start off as a plant. Normally you start with a seedling and you plant it and it grows into these things. Some of you could even be getting into the growth process as being interested in gardening as well and watching that natural process. But otherwise, this is something that you have been growing in your life, this energy, for some time now, because you started at a beginning stage. You had things mapped out, planned out, and you figured if you go about these things in the general direction, not necessarily planning for perfection or the perfect manifestation of something, even. It could be that it's like you were trying to leave perfection at the door, all while still being very precise and put together and having a semblance of order in your life. And I think this is something that pleases you emotionally, that you have been able to witness this progress and witness these habits that you've built into your life. I think that is something to absolutely be proud of. And you are learning that you can have this energy of orderliness and not even put togetherness, because what is put together, but having a certain plan, knowing how you want something to be, and then allowing that plan to unfold. Let's see what else is taking place in this process for you as you are becoming your most desired self. I think you have desired a sort of, it's almost like neatness. It's almost as if you wanted to tidy things up. You wanted to straighten things out, and you took, again, planned actions in order to make that happen. And now you're seeing the fruits of your labor. So let's see what else is going on for you. Pile number 2. You have activated Earth. I'm literally not even surprised. At the bottom of the deck, you're not for everyone, which is giving Aquarius energy as well. But of course, you have activated Earth here with Moon in Virgo. So you are definitely feeling things happening or taking place at this time. So this card talks about power places, ley lines, and trust where you are led. So at this time, I think you are being placed in certain rooms and certain spaces, environments, in order to be activated, in order to have this desired self of yours to be activated and to awaken. And Spirit is asking you to trust these happenings, trust the things that are happening in your life. A large part of that could be just like realizing you're not for everyone and everyone's not for you, to the point of like, it's no harm, no foul. You don't hold it against other people if they are not your cup of tea, or vice versa. You kind of just embrace your own weirdness and head in that direction of where your intuition or your weirdness sends you and takes you. And that could be away from others and towards other new groups of people, or just in general, having you feel more isolated in general, just in general. So that could mean that you feel yourself just more so withdrawing, or have felt yourself more so withdrawing from people who carry the energy of disorganization, of chaoticness, everywhere, just being everywhere. See, and I think you're also learning that that's not, again, something that you should hold against another person. It's never that. But especially if you want to breed more organization, more tidiness, more thought out plans in your life, you have to be around that already activated energy. So it's like the saying of like sticking around with like-minded energy until the like-mindedness is no more, of course, because we grow through cycles and grow through phases, and this is a new one for you. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about the changes that are coming into your life right now, as you are evolving into your most desired self. Let's see. Yes. So you have the card of Juggle. At the bottom of the deck, you have the card Pledge. We'll get into all of the symbolism for these cards right now. So with the Juggle energy here, you have a lot of, what's the word? A lot of things in the air, not even just projects, but like things that you are keeping your eyes on. It's a multitude of things. And so you have been keeping your eye out for certain results. You've been keeping your eye out for development in your life. And it could be, again, in regards to the things that you have planted. And with the numerology of 6 here, it could be 6 weeks ago. It could be 6 months ago, however long ago, 6 days ago. And results may vary. Of course, you are keeping your eyes out for different things if you are in this pile. But what is going to stand out to you the most is the positive energy that you see from what the efforts that you have been put in. It's going to be encouraging you to continue with what you have already started. Also within this card, you can see on the person, that they have this leaf and plant wrapped around their leg and their torso. And this is the herb wintergreen. And so with this herb, with this plant, the energy of pain reliever, protection, and good luck surrounds you. So especially if this is a painful transition that you find yourself in right now, and you have been sensing it, but you haven't known how to allow for this transition to happen, for this transformation to happen, you will feel it and you will sense it by energy. You don't have to work to figure anything out at this time. I think that you can see the polar opposites of energy reflected in your life. You can see where things, again, are more chaotic, more out of order, and you can see where energy is more positive and more ordered, and where you can concentrate easier on being within certain energy. So you will be able to tell very clearly where you're being led, and it is, meant for you to trust. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the pledge card, and it's talking about being at a starting line. Of course, you can also see that there is a contract here. So some of you could be looking at a certain opportunity that is in front of you right now, that calls from you some kind of commitment, being committed. And I think the order, the organization, the stability that you have been building in your life slowly and surely is what has brought this contract or this opportunity about. You've been very faithful to a certain process, and it's actually paying off for you at this time. I think your desired self was manifesting this for you before you may have been completely aware of what it is that you have actually wanted. So maybe when your manifestation process started, it looks completely different. You were kind of maybe open to anything, have many possibilities as to what you could do. And now as the manifestation is, strengthening and things are coming into sight for you, however big or small, you see it being a more, not even constrained, it's more just tidy. It's like when you have a very special birthday for some reason, and you are presented with just a singular box with an exquisite bow. It's a tidy, neat gift made just for you that is being presented to you at this time again, and it's all being based upon your hard work. So I'm going to look and see what else is coming for you at this time as you're becoming your most desired self. And also I am seeing, just with the energy, because you have become so much more organized, and again, you have a system to what you're doing, you're able to handle all of these things that you're juggling at this time. Nothing is overwhelming you more so than anything else, because everything is getting an equal amount of energy from you at this time. And this is your desired self. This is what you've always wanted to be able to do, not get overwhelmed by one project, not get overwhelmed by one thing, and kind of have an even playing field of how you want to go about life. So the angel number that you have is a master number. It is number 44, and it says, I am supported. Your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. This is literally a confirmation as to how and what you've been doing, and how important it is that you do it the way that you have been, pile number 2, if that makes sense. Because of course I can't specifically see what it is, but Spirit is letting you know you are on the right path, and you are being encouraged to continue what you are doing with diligence and determination. Be very determined about keeping a certain order in your life, a certain system. It feels like you are building healthy habits for yourself. You are creating healthy sleep patterns for yourself. It's like everything that can have to do with Virgo, which is your service to the world, what you provide to other people, community at large, but in a intimate way. You are doing this with a nice and healthy emotional exuberance for it, but in a strategic way. It's like you have a beautiful balance of, I get to be not even just the boss, but I get to be in charge of how this order is set. And it also brings me great happiness and emotional fulfillment. And I think that's a beautiful existence to live in right now for you. You have the angel number 24 with I am generous at the bottom of the deck. You have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. Yes. And this is something that you have wanted to grow in your life. Not saying that you aren't this person naturally and it doesn't come naturally to you. It's saying like you wanted to have healthy, stable relationships. And again, especially with the juggling energy, it could be that there was a certain point where you were kind of just providing everything for everyone, but not for yourself also. And that is a part of what has been changing for you. Your desired self is actually taking a moment to recognize what you need as well in order to continue to provide for other people. So let's see what else the Oracle wants to tell you about this time in your life. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. Pile number 2. Let's see. You have the Trick card. Very interesting. And at the bottom of the deck, Adaptation. Very interesting. So this energy is coming up because I think that there is something that you are needing to adapt to or be adaptable to. I kind of want to know more about this card. Let's see if I can read it out of the book really fast for you, pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. This card represents illusion and daydream. The raccoon dog card may warn you to look before you leap, but also reassure you that the leap itself is part of the fun. It is a card of seeing opportunity in chaos and confusion, creative problem solving, and learning on the job. While similar in appearance to the raccoon or badger, the Japanese raccoon dog is believed to be unrelated to either. In Japanese folklore, the raccoon dog has a rich cultural significance and background. They are tricksters and shapeshifters and often associated with mischief and pranks. The raccoon dog card urges you not to take things too seriously and encourages you to be curious, generous, and cheerful. The raccoon dog may also portray success after taking a risk or encourage you to take the risk you have been considering, okay? And of course, take what resonates in regards to any risk that you feel may be showing up as important in your life. I do feel like with this energy making itself known in your card, in your reading, in correlation to the I am supported card, you definitely are being encouraged to do something out of the norm for yourself at this time. You are being asked to know that you are supported when you take a risk. It could feel as if you have a lot that you're juggling right now and you feel like you can't necessarily keep up with anything else. And maybe your energy is being called to something to add into your routine, but it depends on you, pile number 2, and how that is coming up in your life. But with the adaptation card at the bottom of the deck, just be aware that you can always adapt. If there's energy that you do not like, if it is a bit tiring, draining, if it is unaligned energy in regards to like relational and your goals and your desires, just make sure that you always know that you can adapt and change, and that in the change you are supported. And that will be a very specific message for a few people. Let's see what the tarot has to say about your situation. I am very curious, pile number 2, how this energy is playing out in your life right now, how you are becoming your most desired self. And I'm also very curious about why this Trick card decided to come out for you so strongly, other than the reasons that I already mentioned. Okay, one flipped over. Where did you go? Here we are. The Ace of Cups. Wow, absolutely beautiful. So there is a wish being fulfilled for you in an emotional sense. There's something coming into your life that is bringing in new waters of harmony and emotion, peace and bliss and happiness. These emotions will be scaled differently. There will be different moments that exist in your life. But of course, especially with the moon being in Virgo at the center of your reading around the Ace of Cups, this could again be around your career or your creative entrepreneur lifestyle. It depends on how you are living. But the service that you provide to another person is, and the way that you do it, is opening your eyes to new emotions. I feel like what you have been able to do for other people, how you've been able to take what you've done for yourself and share it with other people, has given you great fulfillment, has given you great joy. And it is going to continue to do so as you continue to align with your desired self and what you are being called to do at this time. You have the Page of Swords, okay? I'm making sure it's not the Knight. It's the Page of Swords. And with the Page of Swords, I think you're learning something new. I think you are learning something new. It's a new way of thinking for you. Again, with the Order card here, it's like your thoughts are less consuming or overwhelming. You are actually very curious about learning new things, as your heart is opening up to new beginnings, as it is opening up to new energy. You are allowing your curiosity to lead you, not foolishly, not necessarily impulsively either, but with long-term goals in mind, it feels like. And so, again, this is really fascinating, I feel like, for you, but also for your desired self, because it's like you were there in the beginning process. You hold all of the memories of what you started this process out like. And when you see the end of it, it will be inspiring, awe-inspiring to you, I feel like. Let's see what else. The Chariot. Very beautiful energy. Very beautiful, very big, very watery, but also mental stimulation as well going on with the Swords energy. The Chariot suggests that there's some part of your process that you are changing in order to achieve, again, the order, the joy and happiness from this assimilation of energy. The Chariot to me is you moving towards your highest good, you moving towards what is very satisfying to you. You, again, leaving certain chaotic energies behind in order to explore new areas. So some of you may be interested in moving, or that has come up for you a lot, like moving out of town or out of state to experience new environments and to build your new environment how you would like to. And I'm hoping this makes sense, because of course it's all intuitive, but it feels as if you have this new beginning, this new opportunity of beginning. You get to plan it how you want, organize it how you want, situate it how you want. This is based on something that you've done in the past, that you have built a routine around. And now you get to move and actually live in this energy. I feel like the Chariot is also giving me live experience. Like you get to experience what you have cultivated within you externally now. And there's just some new energy that has activated this, that has sparked this and made this be able to happen in your life. Let's see what else, please. Spirit for pile number 2 and becoming their most desired self. Okay. Very interesting. So you have the Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands. We're going to get into both of these. Pile number 2. There is tension, or there was tension, depending on when you were seeing this reading. There was tension in order to create resilience. And as this card, the Seven of Wands, mentioned valor. You, again, have been in environments, and maybe even, like, I'm going to put this over here. Maybe even, holding yourself accountable because you knowingly went into certain environments, knowing that it wasn't aligned. Of course, take what resonates. It's not to assume blame and to say that it is fault because you are in certain situations. It's never that. Pile number 2. It is to allow you to realize that you are in a certain uncomfortable situation in order to shine. And it may not seem like that. It may seem absolutely ludicrous that you have to fight so hard in order to get a certain understanding or recognition, but this is to show you your strength. This is to show you where you are meant to be. Also, like how you can move, how you are free to move out of those environments that are no longer aligned with you. Let's see what else the tarot wants to tell you. Pile number 2. The Princess of Swords. Okay, so So earlier I mentioned the Prince of Swords being the page. I believe that the Princess of Swords is the page. So the Knight is that action behind what it is that you learned. So there's a lot of mental stimulation, but there's also a lot of energetic like boundaries almost. You have the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and also you had the Eight of Wands come out with the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords again highlights you absorbing a lot of new knowledge, learning, being curious, being youthfully curious, being very absorbent of information, but observant of your surroundings as well. Again, the reason why you are so observant is because energy is feeling unaligned or misaligned. And you are going to be getting a lot of communication very swiftly, very quickly, in confirmation of why you need to move and why you need to inhabit new spaces. You're going to be learning a lot and taking that knowledge and moving with it, doing something with it. I think you have this has taken some time for you also, because you have tried to look at where it is that you want to land next. You've kind of wanted a higher perspective, a bird's eye view of where it is that you should, or you feel like you should be next. And I feel like that clarity is becoming more and more for you, and so that you feel more confident to make those choices to move the way that you need to move. Confirmation is going to be coming to you left and right. It's going to be a lot of mental, like, knowing or a mental thought, and it'll be very intuitive for you. It'll happen very quickly. You have a lot of quick energy with the air and the fire, meaning that this is going to happen and you're going to feel it in your heart center, your heart space of all things first. With the Moon in Virgo, with the Ace of Cups being at the center, with the Chariot even being ruled by Cancer, and that is a very emotional, a very feeling card. You're going to feel things. You're going to witness energy. You're going to feel it. This is going to create thought patterns in you that is going to encourage you to move on into new areas and new aspects of your life. And this is your desired self, your spirit guides, your ancestors, all working together in order to make this happen for you. You're absolutely supported. It's like you're not even alone in this journey. You're not even alone. and you have a lot of guidance being offered to you right now. Oh, very, very lovely. You have the crystal labradorite flying out for you. So you may be very connected to this crystal at this time with the card of imagination. So Spirit is asking you to tap in to your imagination, especially if people are telling you that it's not your imagination and your creative abilities are not useful in this world. Those are the people who will not ever, more than likely, be aligned or be able to be aligned to your dreams and your goals, first of all, because they're your dreams and your goals. And honestly, only you are meant to be that aligned with it in order for you to make it manifest with Spirit. But other than that, certain people just cannot be supportive because they're meant to support their own ideas and how they think that the world should go. And there's no changing that within other people. We're not meant to change that within other people, just to accept it within ourselves. And I think your desired self is doing a very good job at that right now. You also have the crystal at the bottom of the deck, Morganite, with self-worth. And this is your basis. Like, this is what you have been really holding on to throughout all of these changes of yourself and your environments, is your self-worth. And you knowing your self-worth in order to know that you deserve certain changes and certain changes you don't. And you can determine how those affect your life and affect your emotional state. Let's see, we have one final card. We're going to check and see what the Lenormand wants to say about you becoming your most desired self. And then this will be the end of your reading, pile number 2. Let's see. You have the Sun. Wow, such a beautiful card to end with. Of course, the Sun, and then you have the Mountain at the bottom of the deck. So you are on a journey. It has been valleys and peaks of different things that you've had to go through and overcome. But with the Sun card making itself appear at the very end of your reading, this is, once again, Spirit's message of you are protected, you are supported, you are taken care of. There's nothing that you have to or need to worry about at this time. You have everything under control, whatever it is that you may be juggling or trying to continue to keep in order. You are absolutely capable of, as long as you continue to follow your heart and you listen to your intuition and you listen to, those feelings that say either I do belong here or I don't. Pile number 2, I hope that you enjoyed this in-depth reading about you becoming your most desired self. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love to see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Smoky Quartz cluster, and this is the crystal. And you also chose the card of Saturn and Gemini with concentration. So in this reading, we're going to be talking about your most desired self. And I've mentioned it at the beginning of everyone's portion that no one version of yourself is better than the next version of yourself. Just because this is a desired outcome for you. This is who you imagine yourself to be and how you would like to present in the world. This is not a more desirable option because it's a better you. It's just a more evolved version of yourself, and every evolved version of yourself deserves to be uplifted and celebrated, period. I just want to make that very known and just upfront about there is no one better version of yourself. So the more desired aspects of yourself that you are manifesting at this time and how you are becoming your most desired self is through the concentration that you give your curiosity and your side projects or things, not even just side projects, things in your life in general. So with Saturn and Gemini, this is not necessarily the easiest energy to work with because Saturn does not like to be in Gemini. Gemini is very mutable, very changeable energy, and Saturn is consistency. It is showing up every day and doing the same thing to build hard work and achievement. Meanwhile, Gemini wants to try many different things at any time of the day. And so concentration has not been the easiest for you. You may have felt very scattered in the past, overwhelmed by wanting to do a lot and not feeling like you have the staying power or the concentration power in order to achieve something, longevity. Okay, so this is showing up to affirm to you that this is something that is changing. You are very in tune with this energy opening up in your life. Like you feel like you're able to concentrate more present day than you have in the past. But I'm going to look and see what directly is being changed in your life by you becoming your more desired self. We're going to look and see what else this energy is opening up for you at this time. Pile number 3. Pile number 3 for Spirit. Becoming their desired self. Okay. So you have water your garden, and at the bottom of the deck you have the void. So we'll get into both of these energies and read it for you. So this card says nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Okay, you haven't been able to concentrate the most or the best for yourself because you more than likely have been running a little on E. Your tank feels exhausted. Your body is in need of care and nourishment at this time, tenderness, and you don't feel as if these things may be connected, but they absolutely are for you. When you are able to create from a restful place, you're able to concentrate differently. Your mind doesn't feel as scattered. You can prioritize what is more important and what is not. So I think at this time, your more desired aspects, or how you are becoming your most desired self, is by watering your own garden, taking care, tending to the things that you know need to be done within and around you in your intimate settings. At the bottom of the deck, the void says, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So either you are seeking this resting period out, or it is coming up to you as something that is not necessarily an option. Pile number 3, you need to rest. You need to stop and embrace a slowing down. So this is going to be happening for you. It's going to be cosmically happening for you to be able to slow down, rest, and concentrate on what is the most important for you step by step. I think that Saturn and Gemini is such a curious energy because you can work with this energy. Like you may have felt in the past, your mind is too scattered. You just can't work in this environment, or you can't do what you want to do based on who you are. And that's not true. Pile number 3, there is a channel for you. You're going to be able to focus based on channeling your energy very specifically. And it, again, will be from a restful place. So you may have noticed these things coming up for you where when you do take moments of rest, you feel more steady. You feel, again, more concentrated, focused on something. And you also feel more creatively capable to explore what it is that you're being called to. So let's see what else you're being called to embrace at this time. Ooh, there we go. So you have improve, and at the bottom of the deck you have center. Wow, such beautiful energy, pile number 3. It's really reiterating what you are going to be up to in the near future. So with the improve energy, you are rethinking things. Again, I think this is a part of your concentration as well. Not necessarily overthinking or hyper focusing, but mulling over small details. I think right now your creativity is increasing. You are feeling stimulated to do things or to remake things that you have already created. This might also be you just going back to old projects that you felt like you didn't have the concentration to improve upon at the moment. And this is helping you to become your most desired self. You are a creative. You are very resourceful. When you find that you have resources available to you, you use them. You will be the type of person to not necessarily exhaust resources, but you're going to make sure that you get the most out of what it is that you are participating in whatever given moment. And so this improved energy is absolutely a message from your more desired self, confirming that the energy you have felt being pulled back to, again, old projects, old creations, that energy is leading you to create something, to fulfill something, fulfill something within you that you did not believe you could with this concentration energy. You just did not believe you had the mental stability or the mental power, the mental discipline in order to create or do something that you've really wanted to do. At the bottom of the deck with center, you have the core or the heart essence, making its energy known. And the potion or the solution for this card is to meditate or practice meditation. So your meditation practices are improving at this time also. That is, again, a part of the stillness, the tenderness, the rest that you are incorporating into your daily routine in order to build and improve on your concentration. So all of these things are connected for you. Pile number 3, let's look and see what else the Oracle wants to tell us at this time. Oh, okay. Almost fell on the floor, but it did not. So pile number 3, you have Saturn and Gemini, which correlates to the number 3 as well. And you also have the angel number 3. So you could be seeing 333s quite a lot. But this card is letting you know that you are charismatic. Expression comes naturally to you. You're very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. So you are a visionary, pile number 3. Like, you have a vision and you are so charismatic that you are able to communicate these ideas to other people very well. Again, you may have felt in the past that your energy is very scattered or not stable or not fit to exist in a world that is so structured and that is so serious and that is so routine based, right? And this is, your more desired self saying that you can have the best of both worlds. You can be a visionary, very artistic, very creative, outgoing, and charismatic, but also have this staying power about you. I feel like you haven't been able to know and understand that these things can coexist, these energies of structure and fluidity, creativity, and responsibility. Also, these things can coexist for you, and that is what your desired self is showing you at this time. This is what you're creating in your life. At the bottom of the deck, you have the angel number 13 with I am confident. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas, again, pile number 3, and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. So this is giving very Knight of Pentacles energy. You have been showing up for something consistently and creatively as well. And the more consistent that you have become with something, you can see it turning into something very much so real. Like, you're seeing your manifestations come to life, come about. And I feel like this is also helping to build your confidence. It's like, wow, I believed in myself so much that I showed up every day to achieve something that may have seemed unachievable to other people, even if I communicated it very well to them. And now the thing that I've been working so hard towards is manifesting. I think that's also why you're being called to rest. It's because, the universe is doing its part. It's doing its part. And you at this moment, you don't have to do anything except what you feel called to do, which is to rest, meditate, and try to quiet down your surroundings, either internally or externally, in order to concentrate. So you have I believe this is the vulture energy with consume. Very, very interesting that this card is coming out for you, pile number 3. I may look in the book and see, because this is a newer deck to me, I may look in the book and see what it's trying to tell you. But intuitively, based on just what I see in the card, there is an energy of consumption that is changing in your life, I feel like. The vulture represents death, and death represents rebirth. It's like you cannot have one without the other. So there's something in your life that you have been consuming that is changing, or the way that you consume is changing, the way that you consume things. With the intention card being at the bottom of the deck, I think it is all about how you are consuming things. I think your desired self has wanted to be more intentional about what you, not even just consume based on like sight and seeing, but consuming based on what you eat as well. It could be connected to right now for you, pile number 3. And I feel like this is a part of what you have been trying to manifest with your desired self. Being very mindful of the energy that comes into your energy, the food that comes into your body, wanting to be aware, very aware is what I feel like from the concentration and the consuming card, with intention being intertwined. You want to be intentional about how you are interacting in the world and what you are absorbing from it as well. I feel like, especially if you are an artist, you want your art to reflect what you have been consuming. You want it to have some kind of purity, it almost feels like, as well. With the consuming card being like very, we see the vulture as a very intimidating energy, very scary, but like all other natural creatures, the vulture is living in its purpose. It is meant to clear out old carcasses, old energy. It is meant to play the role of the bad guy in order to do its natural job, which is to feed on the remnants of what used to be. So I feel like that somehow is playing a role in you becoming your most desired self, of you just playing your own natural role. Even if people are intimidated by your energy, intimidated by what you're trying to create or share with the world, intimidated about your concentration and passion on maybe one to like a select few of things. It's like you're not trying to juggle the world. I feel like you have maybe 5 to 6 things that you really want to concentrate on. Maybe, and I'm going to name off some really random things. Maybe it's learning how to cook more efficiently for yourself. Maybe it is learning a new language, or learning a new hobby or skill, something useful, but for you or for the betterment of your environment. It's not necessarily for monetary value, I don't feel like, even though we will be getting into the tarot and we will see more about what that is for you. I think you're moving into something more confidently. You're feeling more grounded at this time. Again, with rest and care to your body and what you need. I feel like you're prepared to be an artist, to share your creations with the world, and to understand like either way you were meant to create that thing. I feel like that was such a specific message. Pile number 3. But let's see what else. And if the consume card continues to bother me and I feel like I want a more direct reading of it, I will look in the book for you as well. Pile number 3. Let's see what the tarot can tell us first, though. Quite a few cards. I'm gonna look at them and then put them back. So you have the Lust card or Strength card. You have the 3 of Cups, which is labeled with abundance. You also have the Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands, and the 4 of Swords with truce. A lot of different energy there, but I'm gonna look and see what else is trying to be told to you about your desired self. You have the Chariot, okay? And this has been coming out for quite a few people in different readings. I feel like you are at this place now where you're looking for movement, you're looking for divine placement in your life. The Chariot in this deck is depicted with their eyes blindfolded. So this is not something that you are being able to, see head on. You're kind of being asked to trust where you're being led at this time, but to also not fight that divine movement that is trying to take place in your life. Especially if you've been told in the past that you haven't really spent the time doing something. You haven't, or people, because people are always quick to share their opinion based on how you are doing something. Pile number 3. So you may, again, with the Gemini energy, face a lot of people telling you that you are flaky or non-committal or unable to complete something or stay with something, stick to something. And the Chariot energy is basically here to let you know that you don't have to be afraid of movement based on what other people have said in the past, based on them saying you're not able to concentrate or focus, or you're not reliable, whatever. The Chariot is movement itself. It is divine movement. It is moving in order to be more aligned. It is moving into alignment, moving with intention. And I think that that's definitely what your desired self is focused on right now. Not listening to naysayers, but focusing on what is the best for you. And that is depicted in the Hermit here. You have received this movement, this direction, intuitively, with the Hermit having their third eye so highly exposed. It's like this this calling that you have been called to do feels like it has been very specific to you. This is a part of your path and your path alone, and you should not dispute that whatsoever. I feel like this is even making you more curious to dig deeper as to what it is that you're being called to reflect on internally. The Hermit is an internal guide. It is a sometimes a moment where you spend to yourself. And especially with it being connected to water your garden, and the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, you are being asked to pay close attention to the detail of your self-care. Be very diligent about it. Concentrate on that almost as strongly as you would concentrate on your creative endeavors, because your creativity stems from you, yourself, your energy. And again, like we mentioned, that needs to be top tier. Like your energy needs to be receptive of what it is that you're trying to create. You have the 5 of Swords with Venus in Aquarius. Very interesting. I would think that this is ruled by Mercury, but Venus and Aquarius and defeats. The 5 of Swords talks about how your mind is playing a larger role than it may need to. It can be in regards to disagreements with another person, but this could also be very much so an internal based struggle. of mind over matter, you wanting to do things, but kind of like your mind fighting you, logic trying to win and take reign when you are being called to use more of your intuition at this time. So be very aware that this is something that your desired self struggles with. You in general, you struggle with your mind convincing you, defeating you, holding you captive, or placing you against other people in a comparison way. And these things I feel like are changing for you. Yes, with the 9 of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo, lots and lots and lots of Virgo energy. You have Cancer energy and of course the Aquarius energy, but with gain. So you are gaining a lot physically. You're gaining a lot materially. It feels as if it's not just you making money. This is a physical gain of comfort. I feel like you're going to be very comfortable at this time based on the decisions that you choose to act on and move on. It's going to, like, you're going to be making decisions to focus and concentrate on things that are going to be abundantly beneficial for you in many different ways. Pile number 3, more ways than I can list off. And finances can actually play a role in that as well. But with it being Venus and Virgo, this gives more of the self-care vibes than anything else. You're definitely even possibly gaining more resources in order to elevate your self-care process. You have the Queen of Swords, very beautiful. So you're kind of coming off as no nonsense. Like, yes, the air energy can be very chatty, conversational, and again, charismatic. It can be these things. But the Queen of Swords can also be very decisive on who she wants to share energy with. I think that is definitely coming up for you and your desired self. Being intentional, again, about what you consume and who you share it with others. Is taking a huge transformation for you right now. You're feeling, once you realize what it is that you need, and your mind takes a back seat to trying to dictate how that is supposed to take place in your life. The Queen of Swords tells me that you're going to be getting control over your mind. You're going to be feeling very confident in your thought patterns and your habits, feeling confident where your mind leads you, feeling confidence to follow certain ideas through, not thinking that they're silly or pointless, or not convincing yourself that you won't follow through before you even have a chance to begin. So the Queen of Swords is beautiful energy. It lets you know that you are feeling very confident, feeling very mentally capable, and very strong in your mind. At the bottom of the deck, you again have the Lust card that wanted to come out for you, the Strength card, Leo energy here. You are tapping into your strength by doing something very different for yourself, out of the norm, which is resting, actually slowing down. Strength doesn't always mean exerting energy or flexing, showing like brute force. It is sometimes doing the thing that feels the most unnatural to us based on what we think is supposed to be taking place. And that is a part of what your desired self is learning. Like, you know, I gotta slow down. Like, I know I'm capable. And so now I know I need to know that I'm capable and able to slow down. So you have the Moonstone as your crystal for this reading with vision. You are such a visionary. You have a beautiful vision. You have a beautiful way of communicating that to other people, so much so that they want to help you make this happen. It feels like, especially with the 9 of Pentacles here and the Queen of Swords, you have people who believe in your vision as well, even though that's not something that you necessarily need, because I feel like you have no problem being an isolated individual, like to yourself more than anything else. even with Gemini energy here, excuse me, it feels like you are a person to keep to themselves either way. With the Five of Swords, it almost feels like, and this is coming up for a reason, so I'm going to say it, it almost feels like as if you overthink yourself into thinking that people don't resonate with you how they actually do. Like, you don't think that people see your vision, or that they value it, or that they think it's unique, or any of these things. Like, your mind kind of convinces you of otherwise, but that is changing for you at this time because you have blue calcite at the bottom of the deck with peace. You're going to have mental peace. Your mind is not going to be able to trick you, convince you, or like back down from its own boundaries of what you're placing in your life based on, again, what you do and do not want to consume. Like, you're going to be feeling very steadfast and very determined, and all the while having this beautiful energy of creativity flourishing in your life. So I want to look at one final card for you, pile number 3 in the Lenormand deck, to see how you are becoming your most desired self. I hope that you are allowing your visionary capabilities to explore and thrive. I hope you feel as charismatic as Spirit knows that you are. That was a very specific message. Let's see what the Lenormand wants you to know also about becoming your most desired self. You have the Garden. Very beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Scythe. I think I'm saying that correctly. So something is absolutely transforming in your life. With the Vulture and with the Scythe energy, it is transforming in the sense that it's dying in order to be reborn again. I know I mentioned that, and I've mentioned it multiple times. That means that something is transforming in your life to the point that it may feel familiar, as if you have done something or experienced something like similar, but it is brand new to you, and you are meant to open yourself up to this brand new beginning of movement. Again, because that's what we talked about: movement, comfort, rest, and focus. And all of this is happening in your garden state. You are in a very warm and welcoming environment that will allow you to concentrate on your abundance, with the 8 energy here. And I feel as if you're going to have a lot of isolatory time, but it's going to be luxurious and soft, quiet and peaceful. It's going to be colorful and exuberant, and it's going to align with your energy so well, because this is something that your spirit guides and your ancestors and your desired self have been manifesting all together. A very peaceful life is what you are manifesting, one where, again, you're able to concentrate on, on your desires, on your creativity, your projects, and give focus on what you find is important and what you hold valuable. Pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated with you strongly and deeply. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love to see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose the beautiful Mercury and Libra card along with the amethyst crystal. I'm going to put the crystal right to the side, and we're just going to get into the energy and see how you are currently becoming your most desired self. And so I mentioned it at the beginning of each pile, and I'm going to mention this in your reading as well. I want to relay the message that no one version of yourself is better than the next version of yourself. Just because you have a desired outcome or a desired way of being doesn't mean that you are any less, worthy of this desired self as the other versions. So that's just to put, there's no, best part of yourself or better version of yourself. You are already that version, and you're continuing to evolve every day into that person. So to get really to the heart of your message, you have the card of influence. And so this can be taken many different ways. This card is actually depicted from the biblical sense of Adam and Eve. When Eve ate the apple is what this is looking like. And the serpent communicated to Eve about, you know how the story goes. I'm not getting into that. I think what is standing out the most to me is that the serpent's tongue is the symbol of Mercury. So with this energy, I feel as if you are going to be relating to people in a very different way. I feel as if you are the messenger. You have the words in order to influence. You could possibly have this placement with Mercury in Libra, but it doesn't have to be pile number 4. This is just the energy that you are provoking in general with with you becoming your most desired self. You are going to be very influential to others. They will hear you speak and kind of take heed as to what you're saying. It's not necessarily that you're going to be making people do things. They're going to listen to what you say, and that may influence a decision left or right for them. Has nothing really to do with you. You are solely the messenger in the situation. But I feel as if this is something that has been growing within you for some time. You have been a messenger. You may have a very strong Mercury placement in your natal chart in general, where you are a messenger for people, and you can see how your words impact others and how there can be influence. I do feel like you try to find a great balance of sharing versus what you feel may be oversharing. In certain relationships, I feel like you want to help other people, but it's maybe not always the most well received. And that, I'm sure it happens to everyone. But with you, I feel like you just have the intention of sharing, the intention of being mercurial and expressive, and people will either engage with that energy well, or they won't. But I'm going to look and see what else this message is trying to tell you about you becoming your most desired self. I feel like a part of this influence energy is that you have always maybe been what other people would call popular or influential, and you haven't necessarily always seen the benefits of this. But with the it could feel like almost the intention of what you're trying to share with others is becoming more aligned with your desired self. So you're not just, I don't know why the word gossiping is coming up. You're not just gossiping though. It's like you're actually sharing something that will help people change life paths or come into their own alignment in some way. So you have weight of the world from the Starseed Oracle. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So especially with the number 7 here and the Libra energy, it's like you are very connected to others. And we're going to see how this is affecting your desired self. At the bottom of the deck, you have the card, I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. So you are absolutely going through a phase of uprooting, a phase, I feel like, of feeling hopeless or defenseless. Like you have been very open to others. Open in the sense that there has been a lack of boundaries, and in those relationships that their boundaries were either lacking or just not as strong. There were things that occurred that you probably are aware should not have occurred or just felt unnecessary. But of course, there's nothing in life that is ever truly unnecessary. There's something underneath, every situation that we face in life, and it's meant to show us something about ourselves, no matter what, about ourselves or about how we interact with other people. So this is something that is being uprooted in your life right now. As you are getting in touch with your most desired self, you are righting past wrongs, moving past actions that leave you feeling like you need to apologize afterwards. Of course, we're human, we make mistakes, so apologies are natural and are necessary in many different situations. But like I said, the things that led to needing apologies or overstepping boundaries, that is changing for you as you are becoming your most desired self. This is because you are relieving a lot of weight or pressure off of your own shoulders. You are not necessarily, again, being sent to give messages to others in order to save them or to do something about their life that they cannot do or are incapable of doing for their own self. Pile number 4. I feel like this has been not the easiest at all for you. Seeing as you feel different from others, especially because the serpent is depicted as something that is non-human in this card. That is the factor that stands out. It's like, I'm capable of speaking and portraying messages to you, but I still feel like I am not a part of the human world, if that makes sense. And you have felt, again, apologetic for it in the past. Even if people have come back to you and said, I really needed to hear what you had to say, even if it was difficult for me, even if it was painful or whatever, I really needed to hear what you had to hear. And that has shaped your mindset around your influence, around your messaging capabilities. You have, I feel like in the past, demonized yourself as wrong, as like, oh, I should keep my mouth shut, or I wish I had, better boundaries, because then this and that and X and Y and Z would not have happened. And those situations, you're absolutely correct, would not have happened. But then you also would not be confirmed in the way that you are after everything has already transpired. I feel like that was such a specific message for someone. But at this time, you're letting all the unaligned energy go. And what that unaligned energy is will be very aligned with you specifically. Wow. Breakout. I love that. And you have at the bottom of the deck, Juggle. So I'm going to just talk about both of these energies and how it is important with you becoming your most desired self. But before I get to that, you're just letting go of the unaligned energy that tends to be within the people who are not ready to hear the messages that you have to offer just yet. And again, as I've mentioned in many people's readings, that has nothing to do with them or what they may or may not be capable of. It just more so has to do with you finding the environment that is meant for you to share your messages and share what was meant to be shared. So the breakout energy, very aligned, it feels like. It is connected to the animal bird with flight, self-discovery, and freedom. The daffodil is wrapped along the person's leg here, and it is defined with new beginnings. And you have the bird cage as well as a symbol with trapped, or what is this word? Stagnant? Yes, trapped or stagnant. And the potion is free will and choice, okay? So there is something that you're breaking free of, again, letting go of, breaking out of, being released from, freedom. This feels like very light energy. Once you break out of this situation or remove yourself from this energy by free will, by choice, you will be feeling weightless. You will be feeling free of worry, because there's something that you're carrying that is not yours. And in this new beginning, it does not come with you. It's not meant to come with you. So whether it is a mindset about who you think that you are based on what other people have told you is right or wrong, there's something here that is not yours to carry. And you're coming into realizations of of how your surroundings is actually not a home, but a bird cage. It's an environment that doesn't feel like home to you for some reason. But you have the juggle card at the bottom of the deck, which is based on outcomes, results, development. You're looking for some different things that you have juggling in your life right now, different opportunities or possibilities, and you're looking for results either in one of them or many of them. You could have a number of things that you are participating in or creating, and you're looking for something. And I think what you are looking for, as many people are, is a positive new energy in your life. You, again, want to be surrounded by the people who don't think that you are speaking in tongues, is what is coming through right now, who don't think that you're speaking another language, who don't look at you like you are mad or crazy, but really like can keep up in conversation with you, understand what it is that you're trying to achieve in life and accomplish, and why positive energy is so important to be around at this time for you. So you are protected and you do have good luck on your side. You have a lot of energy to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish, pile number 4. But it is, again, helpful to be in those right conditions or environments in order to make this happen. So again, you're making a choice in order to start a new beginning in your life where you can not even just feel a bit more appreciated, but you feel understood. You feel like not the bad guy. I'm going to look and see what angel number we have for you. Becoming your most desired self. How number 4, please, Spirit? How are they becoming their most desired self? Number 8, I am successful, and 222 at the bottom of the deck. So these could be very important numbers for you that you are seeing at this time. So I am successful says, your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. So you're a person who likes to achieve, just to challenge yourself to know that you can be successful, that you can find the result that you are looking for, which is why you juggle so many different things and why you're really good at it. You're very good at going with the ebb and flow. So when you need to work on something here, you do. But when it's time to let that energy go for a little bit and come back to it, you also are very well at doing that. And that bodes success for you. Being able to ebb and flow and go effortlessly with the energy wherever you feel called to. And this is like no one else around you. That's why I feel like you feel so strange or out of place. It's like you find people who are fixed or who are stagnant, unmoving, or unwilling to move in their life as well. Whether that is like physical movement or like spiritual learning, energetic, like learning how to pull energy to you or to release energy. There's just, there's something about your energy that at the current moment feels a bit big for the energy that you are surrounded by. Again, that's not to say that other people who are around you is not successful. They're successful in their own way. They believe success looks a different way, and everyone has a different viewpoint, a different mindset. This is what it's like to be human and to live amongst other humans. But you, I think, are understanding more and more about the company that you keep, how being around people who view success in similar ways as you, who wants to achieve in similar ways to you and can do that harmoniously and healthy, communicative ways. I think you're learning more about community in general. and how your desired self wants to be around people who are successful, people who are even clairvoyant, who listens to their intuition when they know that they need to change or move or exist in a different way. And so you also know that you need to find people with boundary habits who make it a habit to build safe and healthy boundaries in any relationship in their life. I think that's also something very important for you. But this reading, pile number 4, is not just about you and your desired self. Your desired self longs to be in intelligent community, intelligent company with other people. And I think that this is some successful people, successful in the ways that they are self-learners. They look at achievement in their own unique way. They don't allow certain things that are toxic to influence them, but things that are healthy, that are energetically uplifting and positive. This is the community that you're looking for. 222 states that you are balanced. Trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and action. So you are in the manifestation process. Spirit, the universe, wants you to trust that your seeds are growing, that what you give energy to is actually sprouting. It's actually reacting to the energy that you have been giving. It's almost as if I'm being called to say, efforts and hard work are not for nothing. Like, your hard work is actually paying off. Let's straighten these back up because so many cards wanted to come out for you, pile number 4. And see what the Oracle has to say about you becoming your most desired self. Let's see. Okay. You have energy, period. This is really what is driving you at this time. Actually, you're learning a lot about energy, it feels like, and heal. Wow, at the bottom of the deck. So not only are you juggling creativity, you're juggling desires, wants, and needs, but you're like really into your own healing. This is why this reading probably is so potent for you or important, is because you are reaching out to become your most desired self. Like, you are actively participating in your healing, actively working on balancing certain things that have been out of balance in the past, where you have given a lot of energy to relationships and making sure, like, almost trying to, and I don't want to put this in that like negative connotation, but almost trying to force people up the ladder with you. Like, you've worked on your success, and then you, of course, look back on the ladder and you see those that you care and love about, and you want them to achieve at the rate and at the speed that you are. And that feels different because everyone moves at their own different pace. Everything happens for people at different times in their life. And so this may be a time for you to break out and to break free from either conditioning or, old emotional habits and things like that, but it may not be time for someone else. And that's because they don't feel the energy, or even if they do feel the energy, they don't feel as if they know what to do with that energy in the first place. You have to allow other people to do with the energy that they feel. Do with it as they feel. And if that means do nothing with it, you have to allow them to do that as well. But when you are focusing on your own energy, when you are focusing on the energy that is all around you, guiding you and supporting you, you get clear signs as to why, why you're doing what you're doing matters. This is the hummingbird. So it is such a beautiful creature to be depicted for the energy card and to be depicted in your reading as an explorer. The hummingbird goes from flower to flower, picking up nectar and nourishing itself, but also nourishing other, plants. It's a part of the ecosystem, and it has a job just like every other animal does. And I feel like this is now your opportunity to be free enough to explore certain things and to learn more about maybe even spiritual things, learning about Reiki, about energy, about astrology, and how the planet's energy does affect us here on Earth, whether other people are aware of it or how much of it that they are aware, or just energy in general. There's something about this energy card that is reflecting in your life as important. You are an energy follower. You heal yourself with energy more than likely. I feel like it's really a utensil for you, a tool for you at times that you don't misuse or abuse, but that you are very aware of, and it helps you to stay balanced as well. So let's see what the tarot wants you to know about you becoming your most desired self and how this is taking place in your life right now. For pile number 4, please, Spirit. Yes. Wow. Okay. Pile number 4. You have the moon in Taurus. So this could be an actual placement for you in your natal chart, or just the energy of your reading right now with the 6 of Pentacles. And what is this card marked if not success for you? Pile number 4. First of all, your desired self, you are successful, period. Your peers, like your true peers, see you as very influential, as very like a necessity to the community, depending on what community it is you are trying to build. You are a hands-on person. That is why you are also so influential. Like, people see you on the ground doing work, being available for people. That is also probably why it's so hard for you and your boundaries, because you want to provide, you want to be of service, you want to create a loving and nurturing environment for everyone. This is an emotional drive for you with Moon and Taurus. It's like the Taurus energy can be very Venusian. It's funny that you have Taurus and Libra, which they are both ruled by Venus. So there's a certain air of luxury that you are trying to manifest, like physically bring down into this world, but not just for you. The 6 of Pentacles is a community-based card. It is for, everyone. The resources is for everyone. And normally depicted in the 6 of Pentacles, you can see a human holding the scales of Libra, and it is connected in that sense of like giving and taking, making sure that you, yes, can provide for your community, but also that you are taken care of in order to still provide. And of course, when you think about it, it's not necessarily always the community that may provide for you back, but someone else providing, or finding this success, but still being able to give back to those who are in need. I feel like this is also a part of your desired self wanting to break out of a certain cycle, with the 8 here being, definitely a cycle of success. You don't want your success to be built off of the backs of the people who need your help, who need help in general. You want you want to use your words to influence other people to help you help your community. The ones who can help, you want to influence it in that way. And that is how you are breeding your success. I think that is how your desired self is also, it's all connected. So you and your desired self are connected. And that's how you want to go about it. That's how you want to go about things. With the Empress, even more Taurus energy. So beautiful. Again, the Empress, though, sometimes the reason why self-care is so vital and important is because of how much we give. And sometimes, our need to want to give can be our strength and our weakness. So the Empress is making sure is It's like putting the nail in the coffin of this message and ensuring you that you do not take on too much, that you do not carry what is not yours. And pile number 4, I promise you, you will know exactly what that is. You will know exactly what it feels like, because it will feel foreign. It won't feel comfortable. You won't feel comfortable. You won't necessarily feel like you are in your most natural state. It will feel not natural to you. And I say that because of all of the earth element that we have out here. If you saw it any other way, like with the swords, I was just thinking, if you saw it in the swords, it would be a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of thoughts. And this is the 8 of Swords. So this actually depicts perfectly what I'm trying to convey to you. If there is something that you know you're being called to do or provide, and something is holding you captive, your mind, let's just call it what it is. Your mind is telling you, it's bringing up every reason why this should not happen, or why it will not work out, or it will not be successful. That is how you know that is not in alignment with what is supposed to take place in your life. You will feel the energy in your mind. It will feel very restrictive, and it will feel like there's an interference going on with your desires and your dreams. You are being asked to take a look at what that is. The 8 of Swords is always depicted by someone being bound and held captive by these swords. Meanwhile, they have a clear path to break out and to step out of this. And with this breakout card, with the 8 of Swords and the other 8 here, symbolizing a cycle that you may have felt like you have been in, your desired self is saying it's time for us to break out of this, and to no longer try to like convince ourselves of being where we don't need to be. There's more for you to experience with Jupiter being in Gemini. There's more for you to learn and absorb. You don't have to stay. I don't know where that's coming from. With the 8 of Swords, it's like your community is not your restriction. You're not restricted by a certain area or location. It's your mind that is restricting you and keeping you from exploring like mentally or spiritually, like following the energy of exploration in general. With the Death card at the bottom of the deck, I think that this is a huge transformation that is coming for you in order for you to become your most desired self. Your most successful self is what this is really feeling like, problem before, because so much success is here for you and waiting for you, as long as you try not to convince yourself of otherwise. Try not to convince yourself that you are who you are, who others expect you to be. You have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, you're definitely going to be overcoming these thoughts, this restriction, this interference within your dreams and your desires. You definitely are thinking about things differently. This is maybe a brand new idea. It's an aha moment where you realize, let's break this down. I feel like in this Ace of Swords, you're realizing you are energy, you attract energy, and everything is energetic. I think with that mindset, you are letting go of the energy that makes you feel uncomfortable, that makes you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or worried, that makes you feel like you cannot or will not achieve the things that you want to. You're letting all of that energy go in order to accept this new and abundant energy in your life, because your desired self knows that you are meant to be here and to create something of great importance. You have the 8 of Pentacles with prudence, which is always such an interesting word to me. I think the 8 of Pentacles is really just talking about you being very creatively connected, but also it feels as if you are being selective as to who you create with. I'm not really sure why that is coming up. We do have the sun in Virgo here. So this could be another placement that you have, or again, just a lot of earth energy in general, or air energy with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Yes, because Libra also. So the Eight of Pentacles, it's talking about you putting your head down, getting developed, like just being very involved with a project or something that you were putting energy to in order to manifest. So it even talks about doing something like over and over again. It's interesting. We have the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and then you have the angel number 8. You could be seeing 888 a lot. You could also be seeing 777 or 222 a lot as well. Excuse me. But yes, so the Eight of Pentacles is talking about you mastering something, being very involved with something in order to know that you know, like studying, either studying or just doing it over and over again in order to make progress in something and to, again, provide something for your community. It's like you're very detail oriented. You pay attention to the details because they matter to you. Pile number 4, and you want to let this thrive. You want this aspect of your desired self to thrive, and you want other people to feel the benefits of the details that you pay attention to, the very important, very specific, but very beautiful and abundant details. That is why you breed success. That is why you're successful. You have a talent. You have a talent for this, for setting goals and then reaching them. It's like, because you think of everything. You cross your T's and you dot your I's. You think of everything and you think of everyone. And your desired self is proud of who you are becoming and how you are becoming this version of yourself, because it's like, yes, no man is going to be left behind because I'm providing a certain resource. But as I've mentioned also to whoever can hear me, it's like you can't be successful for someone else. You cannot breed their success as well. You can just provide that resource for them, and that is absolutely what you're doing, and you're making sure it's done very well. And Spirit, above anyone else, is very proud of you for this, pile number 4. You also have the Princess, or the Page of Pentacles. So with this money, this material wealth that you're manifesting and building in your life, there is a learning curve. You are learning about your success and learning about, how to take care of your money so that there is longevity. I think that this is some part of your desired self wants to be very knowledgeable about the material world. You want to know about the energy of money, also how it works, how to, utilize it in a healthy way to make sure that everyone involved feels like they are wanted and cared for. That is at the very center. You want to use, the human resources of money or food or things that are very much so physical and material in order to give to those who have not felt this or have not felt this way either in a long time or ever. Again, continuous thoughts about how you are manifesting this in your life. It's going to feel like these ideas hit you out of the blue. Like, the sun parted and you started thinking about things and about life differently. And now you're getting very curious about it as well. So some of you could be getting into investing, but maybe not in like the typical way that others are into it as well. And another 8. I'm not surprised at all. The 8 of Wands with Mercury and Sagittarius. So this may be another placement that resonates with you or you have in your natal chart. But Mercury and Sagittarius with the 8 of Wands talks about swiftness, things happening very, very, very quickly for you. So your thoughts are going to come in very quickly. Your Boundaries are going to come up just as quickly because you're going to start prioritizing things and seeing what's important, where energy should be going and where it should not be going. Things are going to be happening and appearing for you very quickly. You're at the end of this cycle or this, thing that you're going through. At this time, you're going to be learning a lot about yourself, your mind, and about how this desired self appeared for you. You're going to probably be looking back. Not a lot, but you're going to look back with brief moments wherever you can catch the time, to be honest, pile number 4, and look back and be like, wow, so this step led to this, and maybe this step led to this, because if I wouldn't have done it this way, then this would have never occurred. And it's going to be a beautiful undertaking of like you realizing that you were meant to do what you have focused your intention and your energy to. It is bringing you great success, but in a way that feels wholehearted and very intentional, very, very natural with the Empress here. Very natural. It came to you naturally, just based on you doing what you needed to do for yourself and wanting to provide to other people, wanting to give something, a word, a message, an idea for themselves, something. You want to give something to other people and for them to receive it well without fear, but just, receptivity. I feel like you want to give people healing. Like you want to give people a very healing energy. And again, you're learning more and more about this aspect of yourself that is wishing to be birthed. So let's see what the Crystal Oracle wants you to know about you becoming your most desired self. Pile number 4. Yes, balance. Again, with the 222, you have a lot of themes going on in your reading. The 222 connected to the turquoise crystal. So I am balanced. And the turquoise energy is just reiterating that you don't have anything to worry about. Balance will always find you. As long as you know where boundaries are needed, everything will be in balance. You won't have so much, negative mental stimulation. You won't feel so stifled or like held to something that you don't feel is compatible with you. The Shiva Lingam crystal at the bottom of the deck talks about compatibility, and Libra, that zodiac energy, is all about being compatible with other people. Libra is always going to be about the other, because there's a scale. There's you and the other. There's everything and anything else that it can be weighed against. So I think there is great balance coming into your life based on the energy that you are feeding yourself and how you are nurturing yourself. Let's see your last and final message from the Lenormand. Of course, there's one card that wanted to drop. What card is that? Clouds. Okay. So let's see what the Lenormand wants to tell you about this time and what's taking place as you are becoming your most desired self. Way too many cards came out on this one. But let's see. How are they becoming your most desired self, please, Spirit? Okay, Moon. Want it to flip over, and if I switch to everything that I love, that's another number 8. You have a, let's talk about it. Since it wanted to come out for a 4th time, you have a lot of abundance headed your way, pile number 4. A lot of abundance, a lot of material wealth and gain, a lot of security in general, with the number 8 being here and connected to the moon, connected to the 8 of hearts. You are doing this through a very healthy emotional state. I think you are getting so in tune with your emotion and with your intuitive capabilities, listening listening to what you're being guided to, what you're being guided to study more about or learn about, what you're being guided to create and to be like really developed and not developed. What's the word? Like you just get so into it that you can't, pull your head up out of it. I feel like that's what you're being called to as well. And this is bringing a lot of success for you. At the bottom of the deck, you have the house energy. So something around your house is elevating, shifting, or changing. And this is a part of what your desired self is wanting and needing is like a home environment. I think we mentioned that. Community overall, but just a home environment of peace, security, and safety, somewhere that is very familiar for you. This is something that is an emotional need. You want a home, you want a safe environment to, grow a family, even with the Empress here, if that is something that you're interested in. But even if that's not like a focus for you, just to grow in general and to have beautiful energy surround you at all times. Pile number 4. This was such a beautiful reading, and I really hope that it reached you and touched you in a way that influences your mind about yourself and how you view yourself. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love to see you in another reading. Peace.